Today, for members' statements, we will hear for the members from the districts of Lewisporte-Twillingate, Fogo Island, Cape Freels, Conception Bay East, Bell Island, Placentia West-Bellevue, and Windsor Lake. The Honourable member for Lewisporte-Twillingate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to recognize a well-known human rights activist and native of Twillingate, Ms. Kim White. On December 13, during a ceremony at Government House, Kim was presented with the 2018 Human Rights Award. The work that led to this honour has been in breaking down barriers for persons with disabilities, which Kim has done in both her professional and volunteer capacities. Kim's life work has been mainly in the non-profit sector, and she is the former Executive Director of the Coalition of Persons with Disabilities. Kim has used every available platform at work and in her personal life to teach people how to shift their ways of thinking about accessibility. Kim's message is that all existing barriers we face in society have been created, and they can be removed and prevented if people choose to remove and prevent them. If people choose to change their attitudes, if they choose to work together, and if they truly understand that in doing so, they are choosing to make the world better for themselves and everyone. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Kim White, 2018 Human Rights Award recipient, and to thank her for her dedicated work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable member for Fogo Island, Cape Freels.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, it's an honour to rise and highlight special people and moments from my district of Fogo Island, Cape Freels. Today, I would like to bring attention to a young lady who was born to Baxter and Annie Burry. She was born on Newell's Island and later moved to Greenspan in 1946 to marry Samuel Woodland, who was fresh home from the war. Together, they raised a relatively small family of 2 daughters, 3 grandkids, and 3 great-grandkids. While raising their children, she volunteered in all activities of the Greenspan United Church. Sadly, her husband passed away almost 30 years ago, but luckily she continued to live at home until well into her 90s. Unfortunately, Aunt Neat fell and broke her hip. Today, she lives at Banu's Lodge Seniors Home, but is lucky enough to be visited daily by her family and friends. It's always a pleasure to chat with her and listen to her stories. Mr. Speaker, I ask all members to join me in extending belated birthday greetings to Mrs. Nita Woodland of Greenspan, who celebrated her 100th birthday on December the 7th. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable member for Conception Bay East, Bell Island.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand today to recognize a community leader, mentor, volunteer, but most importantly, an exceptional medical professional who retired recently after more than 4 decades of dedicated service to the people of this province. I speak of Dr. Alexa Laurie, who was honoured this past Saturday night with a retirement banquet on Bell Island. Dr. Laurie graduated London University's Medical School in 1973, and after receiving a specialty in pediatrics, she arrived in Newfoundland and Labrador in 1978 and worked at various health facilities, which included the Come by Chance Hospital, St. Clair's, the Janeway, the Dr. Walter Templeton Hospital, and others. She has received numerous awards from the Medical Association, which included the Best Community Teacher Award from the Memorial University Medical School for her mentoring of medical students. Alexa not only excels in the field of medicine, but has an exceptional track record as a community volunteer and leader. 2 terms as a town councillor, member of the Ferry Users Committee, a volunteer in various sports organisations, president and sponsor of the 2410 Army Cadets, and many others. And just to add a little extra, an accomplished musician. Mr. Speaker, I would be remiss if I didn't note the theme of every health professional who spoke at Saturday night's tribute to Dr. Laurie. This being their mentoring as a caring, engaging professional leader who put others ahead of herself. I ask all members to join me in congratulating and thanking Dr. Laurie for her 4 decades of service to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable member for Placentia West-Bellevue.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognise a young woman from English Harbour East, Miss Lacey Simpson, for her perseverance in overcoming adversity. At the age of 13, she lost her mother to cancer. As difficult as this was, Lacey resolved to focus on getting good grades, which is exactly what she did, placing in the honour roll each year of her high school career. Attending the small school St. Joseph's All-Grade meant doing some online courses, further compounding her struggle because poor weather in her hometown of English Harbour East would make using the internet next to impossible, but she wouldn't let this keep her down. Her resolve to overcome obstacles laid before her has paid dividends. She was recently named one of 160 recipients in Canada of the Horatio Alger Scholarship valued at $5,000 after having been awarded the Joyce Foundation bursary valued at up to $25,000. Wow. She has been pre-accepted into Memorial University and her ambition is to become a veterinarian or a dentist. I am confident with her work ethic and demonstrated success to date, she can achieve or be anything she wants to be. I ask all honourable members to join me in congratulating Lacey on her recent scholarships and thank her for being an example to other students, particularly in rural communities, who rise to meet the challenges before them and overcome their personal struggles to better their lives and communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Windsor Lake.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in this House to recognize the outstanding work of the McMorran Community Centre. I recently attended the Centre's third annual Dessert Dash fundraiser on February 7th, and I can personally attest to the level of community spirit and dedication that is alive and well at the Centre. The McMorran Community Centre is a nonprofit charitable organization that provides programs and services to 151 families in subsidized housing in the neighborhood. The neighborhood includes Brophy Place, Kelly Street, Hunts Lane, Blackwood Place, and McGraw Place East. The mandate of the Centre is to provide social, recreational, educational, health, and employment services to all the residents of the community. The Centre has been an asset to the community for 35 years. Mr. Speaker, I ask all honourable members to join me in congratulating the McMorran Community Centre on its longevity, outreach, and continued positive impact on the community they aim to serve.
Sure.